AEW Full Gear was this weekend, and you know what that means. It's time for a less than instant reaction from yours truly. The AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Finals was a great way to kick off this show. Kenny Omega is clearly on the way up with this resurgence of the cleaner gimmick, and I'm all for it. This is some of the most fun I have seen from him since AEW began. Hangman Adam Page, I'm not sure what they do with this guy now. And not to make fun of like alcoholism and depression, but are we going with a sad, drinky Hangman Page here? Interesting to see where that story goes. The world title match between Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston was brutal. I'm not so sure I would have busted out all of the hardcore rules tools, right? The thumbtacks, the barbed wire, all that stuff. It fit who these guys are, though, I guess, and where they came from in some ways, so I'm sure that's part of their story, and who am I to tell them? Maybe that's another philosophical discussion we can have on a different video about hardcore rules matches. I don't think Jon Moxley has a long time left with the AEW World title. I think we see Kenny Omega coming out, and I don't know that they're going to have him lose again to Jon Moxley, so I think we're going to have a new champion. The AEW Tag Team titles were on the line with the Young Bucks against FTR. These guys did a great job of blending their two styles into a good match. They are vastly different styles, and kudos to them for making it work. That said, I don't know that I'm really into either of these folks or where their storylines go from here. I think both of these teams think they're a little bit more elite, if I can use that term, than they actually are. That's just a personal opinion, maybe, and I'm sure I'll get some heat for that. Hit us up at Table Show on Twitter. The AEW TNT title was on the line. Cody Rhodes lost it to Darby Allin. Darby Allin is another one that I might take some heat from in that I don't really get it. I don't understand why anybody thinks he's cool. He's weird. I understand, but weird just for weird's sake is fine. But I'm not rooting for him to not get beat up or anything, so I don't understand the draw. But I do like the idea that the title is on somebody else now. I know we had a brief moment where it was on Brody Lee, but this has been the Cody Rhodes Championship for quite some time, and I'm ready to see Cody Rhodes get out from under it, do something else, and the title to go have a life of its own. MJF versus Chris Jericho was one of the highlights for me. I thought they had a great technical wrestling match, and then MJF outsmarting Jericho at the end by acting as though Jericho had hit him with the bat. It wasn't quite the Eddie Guerrero gimmick where he made a sound and then fell. He just knew the ref was going to be turned around, so he just fell. It was really cool. I like where this is going. This is the good call. I hope they slow play this a little bit. I hope we have a divided inner circle at some point. And maybe, as Tom has alluded to on the Spanish Announce Table podcast many a times, maybe Jericho finally gets the boot and MJF runs the inner circle and Jericho gets a face run. We'll see. Time will tell, but it's going to be a fun time. We had the Elite Deletion match. Matt Hardy, Sami Gaara at the Hardy compound. I'm going to take some heat for this. I don't think any of it was worth it. This just felt like it was a bunch of inside jokes that have been done one too many times. Gangrel and Hurricane Helms are there. Great. Private Party looks wildly out of place. Matt Hardy comes out looking like a brutal guy because he apparently murdered Sami Gaara and disposed of the remains. I don't know where we go from here. And Sami Gaara is really good, and everybody likes this guy, I feel like, but I don't know how we're going to be able to keep taking him seriously if he's the butt of the joke every time they come up with a new funny way to beat the crap out of somebody. Orange Cassidy defeated John Silver, aka number 4 of the Dark Order. I wish we would figure that one out. Are they numbers or are they names? I don't want to know both. You know, either they're mysterious and they're number 4, which is a bad move, or that we go with the regular names, which is the right move. John Silver here got a great spotlight. AEW sticks out for that reason. They give the spotlight, and often the big-time spotlight, to somebody the rest of us may not be so familiar with. Whether it's Joey Janela versus Jon Moxley, whether it's Sonny Kiss versus Cody Rhodes, even Sami Gaara getting a spot in the inner circle. They give good TV time to folks you might not know about, and now you're going to know more about them. And John Silver did great with his opportunity in this storyline and this match. But in the end, the right call is Orange Cassidy gets the win because he's the coolest. I mean, come on. The AEW Women's World Title match, I'm going to be honest, I still am also not gravitating towards Hikaru Shida. I know some people like her. I don't dislike her. There's no storyline that's really gripping me with her. I think her in-ring work is great. It's very good. I just haven't bought into any reason to care about her, possibly losing. It's just another match. They don't really wrap these women's storylines up in storylines. Very great in AEW. We've covered that on the podcast a couple times, but I'm more interested moving forward in the storyline with Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose, which seems to maybe be an abusive relationship. And of course, we can't forget about the buy-in. Serena Deeb successfully defended her NWA Women's World title against Allison Kay. I don't know what we're doing here with the NWA Women's title being featured so much on AEW. Sure, but that storyline is also not, the storylines aren't really gripping me either. Are they doing a reverse of this on the other side? They haven't said anything about check out NWA on this that I know of, or maybe I'm missing it, but it feels empty. It feels like a time filler. I wish, we got more. Show me more of NWA, not even just the women. I mean, give us something big time. Give me a reason. But then is that a smart business move? It's weird. I don't know what their plan is here. If there is a plan, I'd like to know more about that. So that's the Less Than Instant reaction. What'd you think? You can go back to our website, SpanishAnnounceTable.net, or our YouTube, youtube.com/SpanishAnnounceTube, and check out Tom's instant reaction if you wanted to gauge his interest right after the show. Check out the podcast this week wherever you download podcasts or the video version on YouTube. And again, you can find all the links you need for all of our social media and YouTube at SpanishAnnounceTable.net. Thanks for watching.